Welcome to Direbear, and welcome to Falskallan Nights. I'm your host, the Bard with no name. I was gonna try and do some sort of like news announcement intro, but then everything just went right out the damn window. With that being the case, let's go to weather with Tom. Tom?
Well, thank you, JT. If you're in Ontario, we're in the middle of a heat wave right now, and I can tell you, sweat is rolling down the back of my ass like Niagara. Anyway, let's get to the ad read, shall we? Thank you so much to Given for filling in on this last week. Impression could have been a little deeper set in the voice, but that is a nitpick. 10 out of 10.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Thank you, of course, adventurers, for joining us tonight in Falskallan. The joined forces of Team Them and the Hollowed Revolt received a cold reception when they made their way into the eye of the snowstorm. A pair of frost giants with some dude in a cage chained to one of their belts, we don't kink shame, seemed to be moving the storm all on their own, and they moved it along a ley line right towards Onver. Diplomacy was attempted. That went south about as quickly as you'd expect, though not for the reasons you'd expect. It is as if these giants spontaneously just became wrathful. And then it became everybody's problem. Thankfully, we've got an arsenal of spells, weapons, and other shenanigans, including a bow Shiren apparently killed one of them with, yay, to throw at them thanks to our first sponsor, D&D Beyond. Their platform allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one handy place. They've got character creation tools, expandable notes sections, and just about every source book or character species you can name. Their online character sheets also have clickable sections that allow you to cycle through all of your actions, spells, and features, providing you with a smorgasbord of random bullshit that'll make your DM say things like, "Sorry, you get how many attacks? What do you mean that resets on a short rest? And are you sure you don't want to swap out Mind Sliver? It never works." Thank you, D&D Beyond, for sponsoring us and all of our nonsense. That being said, there's nothing random or nonsensical about our next sponsor. Well, nonsensical only in the best of ways. FX May Vary is a genre-hopping, hard rock, and dice-rolling band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, who, along with keeping this company afloat, also wrote and performed the wonderful theme song you hear at the end of every Dire Bear stream. They balance toe-tapping tunes with mental health advocacy, and two of their esteemed number are even on one of our D&D shows. You can seek them out on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you find music streamed. You can also reach out to them on Facebook and Instagram. Their music is designed to be enjoyed by everyone. Side effects may include feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a drive to share with others, and a compulsion to follow the band on social media. As always, individual effects may vary. The ranks of Dire Bear sponsors, however, are not limited only to official D&D websites and amazing Ontario rock bands. Should you choose, you, yes you, dear viewer, can join the rarefied air of Dire Bear supporters. How, you might ask? By joining us on Patreon and perusing the wonderful rewards available to you. You can get Discord privileges, merch, mentions at the end of our streams. On Wednesday nights, that still means you get a patented Diamondback parody song, and since the one I prepared last week wasn't sung, I now have to suffer through it. You really do the most harm to yourself. There's even a tier that gives you access to monthly voice acting lessons with yours truly. I am willing to put my experience as a radio and voiceover professional at your disposal in voice acting lessons geared towards RPGs. So if you want the perfect voice for your rough and tumble rogue, your upstanding paladin, or your own take on spleen, often imitated, never ever equaled, hop on over to patreon.com/direbearac and become part of the magic. While you're at it, you can, of course, wear your Dire Bear love on your sleeve, your legs, your head. Not quite your undies yet. That battle is still ongoing, but hey, we got most of it covered. The Dire Bear merch store on Streamlabs has a bunch of geeky goodies for all your nerdy needs, and of course, as the month of Pride continues in all its glory, we have Dire Bear's proud plethora of highly inclusive geek chic to help you wave that rainbow flag high. This includes the Beyond Alignment collection of t-shirts and tank tops with variants that incorporate the trans, non-binary, and BLM pride colors. Human rights continue to be a year-round battle, and this is the month where we proclaim that loudest. So slap on those colors and remind them that nothing attracts bears like Dire Bear. JT, back over to you.
Well, with that, I've got nothing else to really add other than I've been working in this heat. I am tired, but let's do this anyway. Let's get into tonight's episode of the Last time on Falskallan Nights, y'all motherfuckers took down 2 frost giants. Those things fucked you up, bringing a couple of you down. And a couple very close. Although Reedon seemed to just like pure dodge every major attack that had come his way. It was wild. Just be like, it's going to go here. Reedon gets missed. Reedon's going to go here. Reedon gets missed.
Mm-hmm.
There's luck, and then there's Reedon luck. The power of Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior combined as one.
Oh yeah.
Have some seriously ungodly, uncanny luck. That being said, both giants have been just destroyed, killed. They're both on the ground, and the storm is starting to dissipate. You start seeing the clouds to kind of just spread apart further, thin out, and the sun's coming through, and you feel the warmth of the sun beating down upon you all. The wind is light now. With this, you notice the warmth of the wind. You feel as if, well, a spring breeze is coming. You may proceed.
So, like I said, I do want some of the bones. So, anyone want to help?
Of course.
No.
I'm helping.
That's a successful death save.
Oh, for who?
Val, who is still unconscious.
Oh, you might
Oh,
want
great.
to get closer. Oh, I'll help you. Spare the dying.
Mhm.
Somehow I
Hearing-
feel like if Val wants to play her character, Yimmer would have been like, I'm going to save you, waits for death.
Yep.
I made a friend.
Eerie is gonna go to her cloak, her robe of useful items, and she's gonna pull out 3 regular potions of healing patches and just like dumps it into Val's mouth. You got
And
3.
it's kind of weird, like the pure mechanics of it. This is literally a patch on a cloak.
Yep.
And what you guys see is she just pulls it off very much Velcro style, gives it a shake, and as the shake happens, you notice that like the cloth material just apparates, just shape changes into pure glass with a beautiful red liquid in that you would all recognize to be
Yeah.
very similar to a potion of healing.
Mm-hmm. It's like a trash bag where you like
Yeah,
get it out.
it's literally that. Just got it. Or it's like the idea of a magician doing their thing where they're like 1, 2, 3, and it's something else.
Mhm.
It's like, how the hell does that work?
All right, I'll give 3 to Val, and then how How are you doing, little elf boy? Forgot your name. Howard! How you doing? You feel okay?
Check that. I've been better, but I'm okay.
Do you need a potion? Because I'm asking, or I'm going to give it to other people.
Save it for someone else. Just give me a minute.
Alright. Well, I'm going to have one for me. Anybody else want a potion of healing?
How much health does he get back?
Oh, hold up.
I need to know because time
Hold up, let me-
constrained actions.
Let me roll. Shit. The first potion for Val is 7 healing.
Okay.
Next one's 9 hit
Okay.
points. Okay, again 7.
Okay.
Okay, and then I gotta roll for mine.
That's useful, thank you.
Here we go.
Upon waking up, Val is currently just like talking in his sleep, like shooing something away. And then he sits up like, yes, be free. Be free, bunny? No! And he's gonna see the giants. And he's gonna go try and revivify one of them.
Okay,
You're already into,
Honey,
like,
don't you think we
harvesting.
want to?
which
Don't you
at
think
that
we want to
point,
save those?
He's just yelling obscenities at you all like, what have you done?
all right.
Well, honey, what did you expect? They
those
didn't know
who
what's
wish to
going on.
harvest, you're gonna have to make medicine checks.
Okay. That unfortunate.
He's definitely gonna stop you until he can try and revivify.
Revivify is a minute. You have a very, very short amount of time to do this.
Yeah, that's why he's trying.
That would explain why I rolled so poorly.
All right, Matt, what'd you get?
8. I rolled a 2.
Nice.
Oh.
So
Is there anybody
nice
else going in
outburst.
for the harvests? All
Spin.
right, so make a medicine check.
I did 19.
19. Which one are you going for?
Thinking the one that was already kind of hacked up.
Yeah, the one I was right next to. I was working on the toe.
The big toe as well.
Yeah.
I wish I was surprised.
Like, even if he's revivified, he can't balance.
Yeah.
No. No, it doesn't.
So the way the
regenerate
giant fell was
fast.
basically like it fell, but it kind of spun and landed face first, and the feet are just out. The feet are out, so you basically the giant toes, like the big toes, are on ground level.
Mhm.
Which, by the way, the guy in the cage is still there.
Oh yeah,
Sitting
I'm going. Well, Eerie is probably gonna gather the others to go talk to that dude.
All right, so
We'll be with you in a moment. Keep your pants on.
Yimmer just stares at him as he cuts him.
Put your pants on.
he hasn't said anything. You just
Neither is Yimmer.
yeah. Which at that point it's Yimmer. Yimmer, you start trying to. What are you trying to hack into?
trying to get bone.
But
So, like-
where?
I guess the big toe with spleen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At that point, you've got one of your knives out. You're just starting to cut the flesh off this frost giant, and it is a really weird texture because it is cold to the touch, absolutely freezing. It's almost like if you hold on to an ice cube for far too long. It's just that really sticky feeling. Even if like you try and pull your hand back and it kind of sticks a little. So you're trying to cut through, and it feels like it should be absolutely frozen solid, but it isn't. Because there's give and play to this. It's for warm-blooded creatures, a cold-blooded creature is just a really weird thing to try and conceptualize. And you're trying to cut through, and you're like, why is this? This feels weird. It's not working as much. But then Spleen's just like, nah, just come here. Just full on swing with her axe.
Yeah.
So Val would definitely be trying to stop them while he's coming up trying to revivify.
Okay.
'Cause he was having a conversation that got interrupted, and he's not happy about it.
Then what do you say?
Oh, I mean, like, he would have already been up running at them. Like, he already yelled at them, "What did you do? You fools!" And he's immediately trying to cast Revivify.
Okay. Cast your Revivify then.
Okay.
Which at this point, I'll ask all three of you to more or less just do dexterity checks.
I actually want Val to roll a persuasion check for.
Yeah,
Explain.
because we're not stopping.
Yeah.
Like, you can cast Revivify. We're still cutting.
Yeah. You're gonna have
We'll
to
get to that when we get to it.
persuasion.
Like,
Everyone,
I'll go to persuasion with you.
Val, how many diamonds have we got, Val?
Enough. He's not waiting for answers, by the way. This is a very short-term spell to be able to
Yeah,
use.
you're getting close. You're getting close to the
Like,
limit.
I would already be casting it.
Then
I'm not
cast it.
answering
Yep.
to you guys.
Then just cast it.
It's an instant action. Like, it's done.
Erie's like kind of like arms crossed like a soccer mom talking together. Like, I figured he would do this.
So,
'Cause he's
think you
in a
can-
hurry enough because he's trying to get to both of them. And it's such a short time. He doesn't know how long he's been unconscious. He doesn't even know if there's time to get to them.
Okay.
Mhm.
1 second, please.
Well, can I help out with that? Can Erie cast haste on him?
Um. Hmm. I gotta think about the order of operations here.
Yeah. Take your time.
So, well, Yimmer, you basically, because you, what you call it, Toll of the Dead,
Mhm.
you don't start cutting, and basically how it goes is you start walking over with Spleen, and that's going to take you at least 12 seconds to do that. You choose a toe, you try and figure out what you're doing. At that point, Val gets up. Val gets a healing potion shoved down him, wakes up in about 6 to 12 seconds. He's already up and realizes that conversation hasn't been finished. Therefore, Revivify starts. Revivify starts. Yuri, you won't really know because at that point, is it a touch?
Yeah, it's a touch.
Yeah, it is touch. So you basically just get up and you go. You Val would rush because Val knows what he was doing. Yimmer and Spleen wouldn't.
Oh, haste is not a touch. Haste is 30-foot range.
Revivify
I'm-
is touch.
Oh,
I was talking Revivify, not haste.
okay, gotcha.
Geary probably wouldn't know. Well, that's not true.
I
But
gotta
it's
put
still one of
mine
those, like, you'd have to still process the mental timing of it.
on. Mhm.
To be like, what is he doing? Oh, he's doing that. Oh, there's a competition thing. Which that still takes time. At this point, I would actually think Val would have the upper hand on this. Because Yimmer and Spleen still have to decide where they're going to go.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, Spleen wants a toe, but what toe's better? What toe's in better condition?
She also has a toe in her hands. Big one. Unfortunately, that does not regenerate. Revivify is not a strong spell.
Okay. So, no, Spleen did not cut off a toe yet.
She did the big toe when she finished him off.
Well,
Yeah.
eerie finished.
Thank you for that.
For this all move, we already
know
have
what I
a
mean.
dismembered toe.
That's right. We just do have a toe. So we're honestly, I would think Yimmer and Spleen would want to go for something a bit like more impressive, which will take
At
longer.
that point, that still takes time for you guys to get to certain
We're
spots.
trying to
do
decide,
that.
we're like, pelvic bone?
All right, Revivify.
Stomach?
So, anyhow, with the power of your deity, you touch the giant, and your holy symbols start diffusing light. A whole bunch of different shades of color. The spectrum starts shining over this frost giant's corpse. I'm still gonna do resurrection ritual.
Yeah. I figured.
Because like just instant res. Just no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. So with that, any way to assist a frost giant revival?
Like, how long is this taking?
This is
It's
in
an
an instant.
instantaneous spell.
Oh, okay.
This is an instant spell, so it's just like. Better yet, because it's a revivify, the way I'll do this is a resurrection spell is done with like three checks to get the greatest possibility thing. Revivify, because it's right pretty much on the spot, near instant. The caster would have to try and coax the soul back into the body, and it's just the caster.
Okay.
Can I still haste him?
I mean, you can certainly do that.
Makes you talk faster. Go. Yeah.
He's just like, wait, no, come back. We were not talking. We're trying to help you.
All right. So, what do you do to help try and coax this soul into the body?
That's probably it. Just like, wait, no, we're trying to help you, to help us, to have everyone be happy in the end. Come on. Oh, misunderstandings. Damn it.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh no. Oh no, one was a nat 20. Oh, but the other was a 14, so 18 total. Damn. He really wants this to work.
By the power of my Middle Eastern dad,
Like
we're going to
slapping
have
him.
this conversation.
Slapping the foot. Wake up, you big idiot!
So with the success.
Oh! Nobody saw anything.
With the success, that will lower the DC.
I think we're missing a couple
Nope.
cameras.
Nope, we're good. Nothing
you sure?
happened. Don't worry about it.
Because I'm looking at stream and we're missing 2.
No.
Hello, darkness, my
Oh no, I broke it. I broke it really hard, didn't I?
Tries to
Why is it still
revivify,
broke?
kills the DM.
Where's
All
your
right.
dog now?
With this, I'm rolling revivify. Then I've set the DC to 9.
Like, just throwing this out there, like, can't stop it, but we're about to revivify someone whose partner we just killed.
He's
It's too
trying
late.
to get them both. Why do the cams not
Go ahead
exist?
to kill him twice.
Does it come back with 1 hit point?
And 1 big toe. So he can't stand. So he's stuck there.
Would he die from bleeding out then? No, I imagine that still gets like healed over.
Yeah, cauterized.
Yeah.
Gets 1 hit point, loses 1 hit point.
Where the hell?
He probably gets frostbite in that area because of a frost giant.
Mm.
So cauterized.
Mm. Mm. So
1 second.
His frostbite's back.
JT, if you don't mind to give you a minute, I'm gonna take us to be right back because something is like it's like the cameras are missing, even though
Okay.
they aren't.
All right. So then,
Technical
difficulties.
difficulties!
The screen!
Yeah, we haven't had one in a while.
Yeah.
that's that.
Back. Fixed it.
okay. So now here's the thing, Val. You reach out with your deity, trying to tether the soul back into the body to bring it down, and to bring it down. You feel the power surge through the body, and what would be almost feeling the extension of the god reaching out from said body into an unknown spot. It's hard to tell which direction it tries to grasp and grab. And about 5 seconds later, you don't feel it catch anything. I rolled a 4.
Oh. Oh.
At this point, Shiren's gonna kind of like walk
And
up
the
and put her hand-
spell now dissipates,
Mm-hmm.
and the necessary items have now been used.
Yep.
Yeah, and Shiren's gonna kind of put a hand on Val's shoulder. Val, do you have any other diamonds on you?
Yes.
You don't. I don't think you know what he tried to do.
Well,
I don't know if he's ever had to use that spell around y'all or not.
fair.
Hmm.
be fair, Tom, that was fairly close to metagaming there.
No, sorry, my assumption was that Shiren would have known and kind of recognized the trying to wake up, but if it hasn't been used in front of her yet, then yeah. Sorry.
But he will try and do it on the other one.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, so go for it if you need a diamond.
That's what he'd do. He can only do it one more time.
All right.
Val, what are you doing?
Trying to get them to help.
I think he's
They
revivifying.
had important information, you fools. Fast.
Well, they're dead now. What are they gonna tell you?
Which at that point we're gonna say that's fairly close. Okay. Make.
Haste your.
Did Yuri actually haste him?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So okay, and then that would actually give him enough time to get over and try one more time. Okay,
I feel like
so
Yuri.
what are you going to do to try and tether the soul to the body?
It's
It's
so
gonna be-
stupid. This is so
Dear
stupid.
God, he's doing mouth to mouth.
Damn it, your friend, brother, husband. I don't know. Your partner did not get back here. We're trying to help you fools. Ah. Cast.
Anybody
Make
want
another
coffee?
persuasion check at disadvantage.
I was waiting.
Oh, sweetheart, you know I need coffee.
Significantly
Cast
less
coffee.
great. 10 total.
Okay.
Oof.
I mean, you're trying to convince a being.
He's disheartened at this point.
Wait. 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 Wait.
Wait.
Wait.
What? What?
Is this what type of roll is this? Is it an ability
Persuasion
check? Is that an ability check?
Yeah.
Is that technically? Okay.
It's a
I. Is that a skill check
Yeah,
or an ability check?
skill check.
Damn it! Fuck. Okay, never mind.
Does it not work on that? That's unusual.
It's a flash of genius.
What's it say?
When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to add +5 to the roll. But it's a skill check. So no. Fucking. Fuck.
I'm gonna say. Jesus, why are you making shit complicated?
Because we're complicated.
It is.
Says we're gonna speed run
Persuasion.
Diamondback stories. Gets caught up on Revivify.
I know, but it was the plan.
Cool. Yeah, I could just say do it. Add it on.
Oh.
What do I?
You add 5.
Okay, so 15 total.
Okay. It's still not really a good success because I mean.
Yeah.
Speaking giant! That's what she's saying.
He is.
Speaking giant!
They
You-
can understand him if, you know.
Oh,
You lost
Tongues.
that ability.
yeah.
Tongues is not concentration.
Oh.
It just
Tongues is not
happens.
concentration. It just happens. But here's the thing. You still lost consciousness.
He did lose consciousness.
I mean, the spell just goes away because he's unconscious? I mean, it's a magical
Because-
effect on him.
Because the fact is, your tether, the bind, the mind, the will, it doesn't matter. Like, whether or not you're actively concentrating or the fact that it's a spell that you've placed upon yourself, you still have to be awake and aware of it for it to happen.
When you die, your bowels release everything.
Okay.
And all your spells release with it too.
Yes. Fireball. Poof.
Oh no. Will be unto everyone when Howard dies.
So that's her flash of genius. Is like,
So with that, I would still raise the DC,
Okay.
and with that, I rolled a 10.
Oh,
oh,
The DC was 10.
oh,
The original DC was 10.
Damn it!
It was an 11 DC.
Oh.
Fuck.
Such an emotional roller.
Trust me, I'm trying to root for you guys, but dear God.
I know.
Back to hacking up giant bones.
Yeah.
Yes, Queen's like, can we go in now?
Which, by the way, that's another 300 gold worth of diamond
Yeah, no.
down the drain.
And Shiren's just gonna kind of like rub her head. Howard, or not Howard. Val,
Howard, fucking Howard.
it's been a long day. Val, what the hell were you doing?
Trying to get information, you fucking idiots. They
Whoa,
were under
whoa,
attack.
whoa.
Okay, all right.
Whoa!
They
Whoa.
were in danger. Something possessed them. I cured him. And then I went unconscious and I wake up and he's dead.
Now that
What did you
language is
people do?
shush, quiet,
Damn.
Val,
quiet.
Erie, Val, you know I don't like pulling rank too often. And I know what you're about. Your desire to see things end peacefully is part of the reason I brought you along, but
This is not about peace, Shiren.
I am not done talking yet, soldier. When you can speak, I will let you know. I understand your anger. I sympathize with it, believe me. But we did what we had to do. We were in danger, so were they. There's no good guys or bad guys in this situation, but it is not going to be anything other than it was. You think we can do what we want to do back home if we're dead? You think any of us are happy about this? Looks over at Spleen and Yimmer. Apart from them,
As at that point, you guys are just going into it.
Yeah.
Which you're now the roles that you made earlier have now succeeded and are applied.
Yeah. And she kind of walks up and like puts a hand on his shoulder. I know where this is coming from, and I am sorry it turned out this way. Believe me, I am. But that is no excuse to go off on us like that when we had very little choice in the matter.
You are right, Shiren.
Sorry I snapped at you.
I am sorry too. What you don't understand is they were running from something. They were telling us about it, and something possessed them. I cured him. I could have cured her. They
Yimmer
had
kinda-
more information. They could have been
Yeah.
allies.
Excuse me, can't help but overhear you two yelling. Why don't you ask the guys in the cages? And goes back to harvesting.
I guess that's all we
You're
have
so
now.
smart, you know? Oh my god.
It would be nice if you guys could get me out of here. You just hear like softly spoken from the back.
Right?
The
Give me a
adults are
second.
talking.
Kind of pats Val on the shoulder, gives him a little bit of a hug. Then,
Eerie hugs him's like, I tried, buddy, I tried.
I know. Sometimes things are not meant to be.
and Shiren's going to walk on over and bring out her thieves' tools and try and get Buddy out of the cage. And I need to.
Well, seeing as the guy is up on top of a downed giant, you have to
Yeah.
climb up.
Fun.
Climb up the giant in one way, shape, or form.
Would spider climb help me do that?
I mean, what does spider climb say?
So,
Spider-Man.
says I can do whatever a spider can. No.
You have an egg sac.
Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch gains the ability to move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings while leaving its hands free. The target also gains a climbing speed equal to its walking speed.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, you could easily do that. Sure.
Cool.
Spider siren. Spider siren.
Yeah, so she'll kind of do that and just like. Oh, actually, were we tracking spell slots? Do I have the second level spell slot to use that?
You do.
You did
Okay.
not cast any spells. None of them were
Sweet.
fitting for the situation.
Yeah, I went with a lot of ice.
And with how far away you were, too, it just...
Yeah.
We weren't gonna like throw you into a really bad spot and be like, "Oh, we don't know how your character plays, so we're just gonna put you in the worst position possible."
Mhm.
I appreciate that, but
Mhm.
yeah, so she'll just kind of like snap her fingers and just sort of confidently walk up the giant.
Easily so. And I mean, walking up a corpse and connecting yourself and walking on flesh is very much like almost like an airbag.
Yeah.
That's like hyper inflated but still has a little bit of give. So it's just like even though you're still able to climb on it, you have to balance on said surface going up, let alone just the curvature of everything. It is a really weird thing for you to have climbed on because you're so used to like hard surfaces, wood, stone, other stone,
More stone.
more stone, cobwebs, you know, nature shit.
Yeah. The beauty of planet Earth.
Ah, there's bush I can climb. The shrubbery of Shiren. Anyhow, you do end up climbing, and the state of this giant is in very bad shape. There are a lot of wounds and cauterized holes that have been, well, pecked into this body. That being said, you do see the cage, and it is lying basically flat. I'm gonna hate describing this because I know exactly where you guys are gonna go with this.
Uh-oh.
It was connected to the belt on the backside, so as it lands down, it's laying perfectly up on the giant's ass.
Yeah.
Beauty mark.
This is serious sauce.
Yeah, but it's basically just upended where the top of the cage is here and the bottom
Mhm.
is up here.
Yep.
Which at this point you do see what seems to be a very like turquoise, very like bluish gray skinned what seems to be like an elf but has orcish features to it. Very long pointed ears, but also just kind of like protruded tusks that sit out from underneath the bottom lips. The eyes are covered with what looks to be almost like a decorative band. But the hands are bound. And bound to the legs with a cuff system on it. It looks to be wearing basic, very, very like it's warm clothing, but very just plain cloth.
Well, as I'm gonna pull my thieves' tools and set to work on the lock. Mind if I ask you how you found yourself in this situation, friend?
If you get me out of here, I will let you know. I do appreciate you taking these beasts down.
Well, wouldn't say that too loudly around here, but you're welcome.
By the way, Val is going to go around gathering everyone up to get closer. And who needs health?
Reading.
Rita does not need help.
Reading needs. He's less than half.
He's oh god, but he dodged fucking like 8 nuclear missiles flying at him.
Oh.
So he needs a therapist.
Anyway. Alright, so make a lock picking check there, Shiren.
Ready?
Anyone else? That's 2.
All right, that is a 13.
13.
Both
Okay.
of your people? Okay, that's 3.
I'll take something small.
What do you mean, your people?
How's Eerie and Spleen?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm alright, hun. I got coffee. I got a toe. I'm good. I'm already
Fucking
nomming
see
on it.
Spleen and Yimmer acting like Donnie from the Wild Thornberry. It's like
Smashing.
Smashing.
all right, so Shiren, with that,
Yep.
the lock seems to be apt for the nature of the creature it's been attached to, frozen.
Mm.
You're trying to adjust the picks and everything, and it's just not giving right now.
Hey, Dolly,
Yes.
you get up here and thaw this sumbitch.
I'll try.
Use some heat metal.
Ah, good thought. Yeah. She'll try and climb her way up.
Make a athletics. This is just pure climbing at this point. There's nothing real fancy about it.
Well, that's not good.
And lucky
Oh,
enough,
let's see.
since I still have a 5th level spell, we're going to do mass cure wounds on the people who are injured.
Oh,
Oh.
hell yeah.
You hate to see it. I have disadvantage since I am level 2 exhausted.
Oh, you are.
Oh, yeah.
And the second roll was a 20.
No.
Oh.
First roll was a 3.
No.
Well,
With the
shit.
cold and everything affecting you, you do feel the warmth, but it's at this point, once you feel the warmth, your body just kind of like the warmth of the warm air and the sun kind of coming down upon you, your body more or less goes into, oh, that's nice.
It's actually you getting healed from Val.
Yeah.
Which that too, the euphoria from getting healed and everything at this point, you're trying to
Oh.
climb. The ragged clothing that the giant has worn, that has also been charbroiled and whatnot. You're trying to grab, and as soon as you grab a certain spot, it kind of rips on you. There's a good portion of like the leather belt that you can try and really hoist yourself into, but you just haven't the strength or just the ability right now to try and climb it.
No, I'm over it. And she sends up her the what's it called?
The fire
Wildfire spirit
Yeah.
up there instead. Because
Okay.
it can deliver spells.
Did you ever describe what the spirit looked like? I'm trying to remember.
It was a coyote made of fire, essentially.
Okay. Which at that point you hear the yowling of a coyote just being like looks up at you, and it kind of puts its ears back, just goes down, jumps, and leaps this grand leap into the air, and almost does kind of like what the foxes do whenever they do like that pointed dive into snow. just lands right on the back thigh of this giant, running up, cresting around Shiren and jumping up onto the cage. At this point, Shiren, you feel the metal start warming up just by the pure presence of this thing.
Thanks, Dolly. Thanks, little guy.
Also 16 health to those who needed healing.
Ah, wonderful.
For all intents and purposes of that, am I still within 60 feet?
Of
the-
yeah.
Cool. All right.
Which at that point, make another roll.
There we go. Okay.
Now he's just sulking.
Yeah, that's worse.
That's worse.
Yep.
What was it?
2. That is an 11.
11? Okay. Because the cage was warmed up and the inner mechanics started working again, this was actually a fairly simple lock. Everything was just frozen to begin with at the first time.
Yeah.
It takes you about 3 minutes because it's still like when you still have chunks of ice in a thing and you're trying to shimmy and shift it all out and letting everything warm, it just kind of like it'll freeze. The water will melt, but then as soon as it hits something cold, it refreezes real quick. It's one of those things, so you gotta wait for it just to evaporate just the tiniest bit to work it. But you find the tumbler and the mechanics of it shifting in and around, and you hear it click, and you start feeling the cage loosen just a tad bit. Although the wildfire spirit is still weighing it down a little bit, even though it's. I would assume that like a wildfire spirit wouldn't really weigh much.
Oh, let me see if it actually has that in its stat block.
Oh.
I don't know, but I know they are little.
Yeah.
They're small size. I think.
Yeah, they are small.
So I wouldn't think they would be incredibly dense. That being said, you open the cage and you see this man try to stand up. I've been stuck in there for a couple of days now. It has not been fun.
Can't imagine. And she'll pull a dagger and cut his bonds.
Cool. The way he moves his hands is if he actually can see you. Like, there you go, and opens.
Yeah. Go by Shy. What's your name?
My name is Krigash.
So, want to tell us how all this happened, as far as you know it?
As far as I know, my band and I, we're part of the hunters up in the northern reaches there. We were tracking the giants. They started acting erratically. At this point, we went into their stronghold into Falskallan. A whole bunch of us had died, but we ended up killing a bunch of their giants as well.
Wouldn't mind doing an insight check just to see what kind of read I'm getting on him.
Cool.
Val,
Make an
too.
insight check.
Yeah.
Val is not up there.
Oh, that's right. You're up on top of the giant. Never mind that.
There we go. Oh, now time to use one of my features, which I should have been doing on the other ones and totally forgot about. So reliable talent. Whenever you make an ability check, that would add to your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, it automatically goes to a 10
Yep.
if you roll.
Below
So
Exactly.
if you roll lower than a 10, it just shoots to a 10, basically.
Yeah.
So at the worst, you would do basically, I think at this point, a 23.
With insight, it'd be 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Get the feeling that he's telling the truth.
Yeah. All right. You got any notion of, well, you say the giants were acting erratically. These ones seemed content enough to talk to my friend down there until they just started screaming. That familiar to you at all?
That would be the part of erraticism,
All right.
where sometimes they'd act normally and other times they didn't.
And, well, you can probably tell from my dulcet tones I ain't exactly from around here, so what's normally for a frost giant?
Attack on sight.
Yeah, that tracks.
But they normally keep to their own ranges. They don't wander.
You got any idea what it is might be screwing with them?
I do not know.
You got anywhere to go back to, or you want to come with us?
I should probably go on to my own at this point. But
Yeah.
if you do allow me, I would like to probably rest a day in the safety of your group before I go back on my own.
That seems fair enough. A few
If
of us
that
could
is
do with a bit of, of course. A few of us could do with a bit of sleep anyhow. Dolly, you still awake down there?
All you get is a grunt.
She's
she's
still
good.
trying to climb a little bit, just kind of not so much as like a real hardy trying to climb, but it's more or less one of those like, I should be able to do this. Why am I just not?
Too tired to fully try.
Exactly.
Almost too tired to know that she's trying.
Oh, one last thing. The storm surrounding these two. That a common thing among frost giants, or was this a special occasion?
From our clan, from what we had done our research on, only priestesses were able to do these.
Looks over at the dead female frost giant. Well, that'd explain it.
Normally it's used for a celebration, but again, with the raticism, it's hard to tell what the point of this was.
Yeah. Well, ain't no use dwelling on it now.
Yeah,
All right.
he pulls himself out of the cage. Like he's out of the cage now on the back of this giant, and you see you see him like look over the edge of the giant. He still has this blindfold on, this decorative blindfold on, but he's looking as if he can see. Which at that point he kind of starts climbing down with the oh, for the sake of it, yeah, with a deft agility. Like this person is not, or this person is well versed in this sort of shit.
I'm gonna take a bit and just see if I can. Actually, I'm gonna see how long spider climb lasts to see how steady I'm feeling up here.
An hour?
Oh, 1 hour. If I've got time left on that hour, I'm just gonna kind of walk about and see if there's any pouches on this giant that I can kind of stick a head into and see if I can find anything.
Okay. Yeah. By all means, make an investigation check, please.
Yay.
As for the rest of y'all, so Yimmer and Spleen have got their toe, and now okay, so Spleen would have a toe. Are you gonna try and harvest any more bone or anything more specific on these guys, or
Teeth. Oh.
I,
Sorry. Oof.
what are you rolling?
I'm seeing what Yimmer would do.
Okay. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do something. Starts rolling. I'm like, what are you?
What are you doing?
Pulls the most Yimmer thing by not telling me what Yimmer's doing.
He doesn't know.
Yimmer's not even sure.
No, go back.
Just
How
imagine.
agitated is Val?
He's just kind of sulking now.
I can imagine Cordelia, like, in his head, like, whispering in his ear, think about the bones. Quite literally, like, both bones.
I got lots of bones, but we never get, the dangly bits from the giants. You never see them fresh.
No, I knew it. I knew it.
Ah, excellent. I've gotten you all to look away from camera.
Oh. Okay.
So just tell me high or low, or odds or evens.
Odds.
Okay. Can you get at him? Because I appreciate this is a very large giant.
And what a giant.
Yeah.
The way the giant fell is basically crotch to the ground.
Okay.
And the legs maybe kind of askewed a bit, but trying to get in there. The boy's got thick, meaty thighs. It's you're gonna be spelunking for a bit if you really want to try.
No. No.
Just gets one of those classic scuba masks. Just
Everyone, you just see a little.
Oh my god.
No. Yimmer does look and like, eh. Eh. Just take another hand, I guess.
a hand.
A whole hand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not carrying it.
So at this point, what is Halsterian and B doing? I haven't heard much from and
Howard.
and fuck.
Howard is sitting down, breathing in a corner. Just like,
I'm making a fire.
thing hurts. Too tired for
These
this shit.
probably observing spleen from the fire.
Yeah.
And Ward
Oh.
seeing Shiren start hunting for loot probably would have done the same for the female.
Okay, so then I will get you to do a investigation check, which at that point, Tom, what'd you get?
18.
18? Beauty.
Is many?
This very.
You're adorable. Okay. So 18 for Shiren. You start rummaging through some of the pouches that have kind of opened up, and you kind of stick your head in. I imagine like the size of these pouches to be basically like the size of your torso.
Yeah.
These things are absolutely massive. That's the height, and then maybe about 7 foot wide. So there's a bit of room in each of these things. You go through and you notice that there are a bunch of different. You see what looks to be like individually wrapped pieces of something inside, like this really rough canvas material, kind of just wrapped and more or less like tied together. And that's in one of the pouches. Another pouch, you see what looks to be shiny, very, very shiny objects.
All right. I'll kind of. Am I getting any kind of smell off the canvas wrapped stuff?
The smell of rotting meat
Yeah, we're avoiding that.
is absolutely strong.
Mm.
Going after the shiny things.
Yep, going after the shiny things. You start rummaging and you start realizing that there seems to be a handful of gems in there.
Nice.
They don't seem to have a whole lot of gold or anything quote unquote magical, but there seems to be various sizes of gems. You find about two topaz, 3 blue sapphires, 1 black pearl, and 1 aquamarine.
All right.
With that investigation check and your, well, basic fencing knowledge from dealing of the underground, you kind of guess these to be about 500 gold pieces each.
Ooh, nice.
They're not exactly cut in a really beautiful way, but you also realize that the size of these things, they could be cut into something very beautiful.
Yeah.
So I would also write rough.
Right.
Rough cut.
Thank you.
And also please remember to mark where you got these.
Yep. It is labeled currently as shit stolen from giant.
Sweet.
It wasn't stolen.
Hey,
Rightfully
Tomb Robin's still robbing, little buddy. All right. Well, if the priestess over there is as flush with pretty as her boyfriend, we've got some extra funds for whatever we're pulling off here.
You start climbing the priestess, and she's not in such a cut up pardon me, a cut up condition like the male was. You start rummaging around, you find a pouch of the basic same wrapped wrapped canvased items that are smelling not actually as bad as the other ones. So you got that. You rummage around a couple of the other pouches. One of them seemed to have more or less just like what seems to be a spell component pouch. But like this is very much Honey I Shrunk the Kids size stuff. But
How much bat dung do you need?
hmm?
How much bat dung do you need? Fireball.
A giant sized guano ball.
Oh my god.
But you rummage through another one and you find what looks to be more like golden rings, like 1 golden ring, a brass mug. There seems to be one beautifully woven silk robe with this golden embroidery on it. It's this beautiful blue that has the gold on it. It's absolutely, it looks like there was a lot of time spent on this. Yeah.
Is it my size?
I don't know. Are you there?
She's gonna do like a quick kind of does this
You're not on that giant though. You're on the other one.
Oh, sorry, I thought you
Warwick was taking the female.
right. Yeah.
Damn it, stop making everything about you. Mister, I might get a job in BC and now everything's about me.
You said you. I thought you were describing me going over to the other giant.
You.
Sorry.
Warwick. Yeah, so Warwick and well, who was the other one? B was helping with that, or was
no. B was just kind of chilling.
okay, then Warwick is doing that. You kind of do a sight glance at these objects, and you notice that they're probably a good 250 gold pieces each.
I assume the ring is a giant-sized ring.
Actually, it isn't.
Oh. Just stuffed in one of the pockets.
Yeah, it's I mean, shiny and valuable objects can be procured from many different sources, especially in the mountain ranges and people who decide to venture too close to giant territory.
Is the giantess herself wearing any jewelry? Any rings, bracelets, necklaces, headbands, earrings?
The giant, like the priestess, is covered in this ice, what almost seems to be like an ice armor.
That's
But-
not faded as she's did.
No, but it hasn't melted because I mean it's still giant, like
Freezing.
Yeah.
it's still freezing. It'll take a very long time to thaw out. You kind of get a glance from the sunbeams and sun kind of shining off some of the angles of the ice that there are like very large bracers on her, but these are giant sized. As for the hands, there seems to be simple bands on the ring or on the fingers. And yeah, that's about it from what you could gauge in trying to climb this thing.
Hey, little goblin girl. I assume you like shiny things.
I mean, who doesn't?
Think we can break a bracer out?
Yeah.
Hops on over to the bracer and starts chipping away with their hand axe.
Okay.
Mhm.
Or dagger, I guess.
Yeah, with your dagger and trying to do all of that.
B has the
Come on,
axes.
easy.
I would like for you guys to make general strength checks.
Da-da-da-da. 23.
Work, what'd you get?
6.
6 and 23 for spleen. Spleen, it's easy enough for you to try and chip through this.
Got my
You
work
realize
book.
that like this is still cutting ice, and your strength, as beautifully strong as you are, it's still going to take a very long time to chip through this ice, and you realize that it's a lot thicker than you imagined it to be.
Mhm.
This will more than likely take you hours to try and chip away.
All right, look. There's a lot of ice. Mm. And with how big this shit is, it's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah.
What's that short fire lady? Dolly! You
Someone
got
say my
fire?
name.
Me.
Ew.
Can you melt this shit? The ice?
What are you melting?
Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm over here. I don't know where you're looking right now.
Magic people, do you want to check to see if any of this shit is magical before we start chipping away at it?
Oh yeah, honey, hold on. Yeah, that's right. Actually, let me check that.
It's actually at this point you see Krigash come up and he looks, and just underneath the blindfold you kind of see just like a flash of blue, just boom. They seem to be magical, but I'm not too sure if they will fit.
Well, usually with magic items, once you kind of attune to it, it should, shift to the wearer. I mean, I don't know about giant-sized, excuse me, coffee, giant-sized, pardon, magical items, but I mean, it's worth a try. I'm just interested
Steps
to
up
see
behind
what.
Erie. Yeah, what she said.
I've never seen a giant-sized item change its shape to the user of of a medium-sized humanoid like us.
Hmm. Have you tried? I mean, have you seen someone try?
I have not seen somebody try, but
Mhm.
I mean, I have not seen somebody be ballsy enough to even get close to one of these things and survive.
Well, I do have some fire stuff. Dolly, if you just want to take a nap, I got this handled.
If I may interject, I have another idea that might actually help you all. Is it possible to, if one of you perhaps knows, dispel magic with a very specifically timed counterspell? We could deliver the magic that is being torn off onto something else. I haven't tried it before, but how else does counterspell work, really?
Well, I
Like
don't
that
have.
thought. I like that thought, but I don't know dispel magic.
Oh, um, I have dispel magic, but what you want to put it on?
Well, if one of these things are magical, we put it on whatever you want to have enchanted with it. We don't know the spells, do we? He glances at Krigash.
This one, I more or less work in the divination schooling tree. I don't normally do dispelling, counterspelling.
Understandable.
Me either. I don't really have counterspell, but I do have dispel magic just in case something of mine goes wrong.
Aye,
Spell.
as can I. If
Um,
you have anything you wanted to try this with, won't say I can guarantee that it won't destroy the item, but it will be something we can try. Otherwise,
with this bracer?
I mean, if
Well,
it's magic, yes.
well, I kind of don't want to screw up on this one.
Magical items are notoriously difficult to destroy.
Agreed.
It takes a lot to try and break something, and especially of this size. If you wish to spend your time trying to break it out, by all means do it. But I don't think you're going to hurt it if you used any, well, fire.
Well, I mean, I do have enlarge and reduce, and I can do it on objects or a creature. Um,
Oh, you would have to do that every day for at least 3 months in order for it to be a regular size.
oh God. Yeah, I just kind of. Let's just get it out of the ice first.
Fair enough.
And I am going to summon my flamethrower.
Just open your pouch.
Yep. Her little walk-in like desk and everything all of a sudden just shifts into this eldritch cannon with its own legs and walks towards it. And I'm like, all right. Get to it, kindness. All right, well, while it's doing that.
I'm guessing Dolly would use the flame spirit to try and melt ice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which at that point it starts trying to melt the ice. It starts trying to melt the ice, but also feels the warmth from the flame cannon. It just starts rolling around in the flame.
My flame cannon kind of like a hose.
It's very much like a sprinkler and a dog.
Yeah. Yep.
Which at that point the spirit's just like, ah! Yeah.
Yep.
Just in front of it, like.
Yeah. Now you coyote, let it do its Dolly. Well, what else? Was that the only magical thing there?
As far as I could tell, yes.
Right.
All right, so then this whole process is going to take. Let's leave it to a dice roll.
We came across them midday.
Yeah. Yeah, so the sun is out and it is warm. You feel the warmth of it come down. It's still cold relatively, especially around these giants' bodies because they're still just expired. This is going to take a good 3 hours to try and melt this out and try and chip away and because like you're doing it to all sides of the forearm at once. It's pretty much like an excavation thing, but with like all you guys trying to all of you trying to do this all at once. This will you gather that it's going to take about 3 hours to do. It's which at this point Krigash will go over to Beatrice and kind of just sit down by the fire. It has been far too long since I felt this warmth.
Well, welcome, friend.
I appreciate you breaking me out.
It wasn't me that did it.
I used you in general. But that is okay.
Jerky?
Jerky? What kind of jerky?
I don't know. I just bought it from a store.
Oh, jerky.
Perfect.
I knew it.
Possibly bull jerky. My dad might have made it. I don't know.
No, my competition. No.
He takes a bite into it and the nods in approval. Ugh, I forgot how hungry I was. It's at this point he kind of like he still kind of looks like he's cold, so he kind of throws up a hood just warm himself up a little bit more. What are you guys doing out here anyway? Obviously, it wasn't for. I could sense a giant magical aura around me, but I couldn't see through it. I guess that's what that was.
Yes, it was quite the storm. A lot of people were worried it would be moving into more populated areas.
It was going south, right?
It sure seemed to be, yes. Toward Anver.
But it's very concerning. Very, very concerning. I honestly do not know what caused them to do this. But I ended up getting captured, and I do not know what happened to the rest of my people.
Mhm.
We really do appreciate you, all of you. And it's like this conversation kind of takes place over the timing of this happening, and then about 3 hours go by, and you finally have enough of the ice chipped away to get at the bracer and realize that it's like a tie up along the inner.
Mhm.
That it's a tie up along the inner forearm,
Mhm.
and just the sheer size of the twine and like the leather that have been twisted together to create this strand. It's like it is in there and it is tight.
Damn it. Well,
Everybody
Oh,
drink
we-
some water.
Hydrate.
We got to hydrate.
Great.
Mhm.
Oh, of course, from Shaharmanar. Harmanar. Give me a second. I need to
Sharkmanar.
grab some water.
did you say Sharpmanar?
Sharkmanar
Oh.
with a K.
I was like, damn, okay, well, fuck. Well, fuck you.
K, not a T.
Damn, going off on her, apparently. How dare you make us drink water?
Water. That's right. We drink water.
Water.
Water?
That's what they say in Baltimore.
Faultless, please.
Yeah. Yes. Very much so. So you guys are there. Yeah, you have access to the bracer, but it's still twined together.
Just shove Dolly under it a little bit. Have her sleep there. Quiet, I'm attuning to it.
An hour goes by and it shrinks, breaking the wrist and Dolly with it, just biting herself in one of those finger traps. Just
Ooh.
Mhm.
no, it doesn't do that. But you try and find, like, are you actually trying to get in there, or
Oh, Dolly? No.
yeah? So your joke led to my joke, but I didn't know
Yeah.
if your joke was serious or not.
No, no.
That was a wonderful sentence.
If y'all want to just give me a little bit before we go through all the trouble of untying this thing, I can tell you exactly what it is.
It's just give me a second. I've got this new spell I've been working on. What is it called? Chainsaw.
Love that.
Ugh.
All right, so you're gonna try and figure out what this thing actually does.
He doesn't have it prepared, so he can only do it at base level. He's gonna try and identify it with a ritual cast.
Identify. Okay. So that's ritual cast or just
Yeah, ritual cast, so it's just level 1.
okay. So you draw the runes onto the bracer itself, and touching this thing is absolutely freezing to the touch. It is like, as much as you guys, like, you all have tried to heat it up and chip away ice and melt everything back, it's still very, very cold to the touch. It's going to take a while for this, this frost giant to thaw out.
You know,
All right.
he's already
Who's-
exhausted. He's not a big fan, so boy, it lasts just long enough to work. He's gonna use the ice version of Fire Shield to have resistance to cold while he fucking does this.
Fair enough. Drawing the runes on it, though, you take your time and cast Identify. What you identify them as is bracers of the priestess.
Hmm. Okay.
And you kind of get the sense that this is made by giant hands and only meant for giant. Only meant to be attuned by a giant priestess.
Hmm.
Basically, what it would do is add from a stats standpoint, it basically adds modifiers to already natural abilities.
Hmm.
Let's lightning hit gnomes.
Yep. It allows lightning to hit anything other than the tallest object.
And he portrays that portrays that.
Convey.
Well, it is one way of
Yes.
doing it.
Acts it out. Raids.
Interpretive dance.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand it now. Well, let's move on. I'm ready for sleep.
Yes.
Same.
It's at this point, like, the day starts going and dusk comes around. Krigash has warmed himself up by the fire that B has set. The whole lot of you, I guess, have set up a bunch of different little spots along this little field outcropping where the giants are. And it's like I would assume you guys are about 40 to 50 feet away from these dead giants.
Yeah, probably a little
Yeah, I
distance.
wouldn't
from
want to
them.
be close to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably smart because, I mean, they're probably still giving off cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
But of course, predators.
if memory serves, you said that Grigosh was half orc. Feature
He
wise,
seems to, from what had been described, he has very much orcish features as well as elvish features as well.
Mm-hmm.
Howard's keeping an eye on him.
Warwick too.
Not like just staring at him, but like throughout the time that we've been here, he's looking him over bit by bit with passing glances to see if he can find any marks of similarity to White Hand.
White hand, what?
Like markings, like their symbol or anything.
Okay, make an investigation check, the both of you.
Oh shit!
Use a different dice than the one that's been rolling shit. That's better.
I got it a million.
A million.
He's your million.
At a disadvantage, that is 21.
Nice.
20.
20? You both are more or less trying to do passing glances as make it not obvious that you're not staring, but you're also glancing. And if there are moments that he has his back to you, that you're just kind of like gazing back and forth at his wardrobe, the way he walks, the gait and everything. And you get the sense of like the way he moves is more or less like a very capable and like agile person, and the deftness of his hands and the fact that he's still able to see with a blindfold on is it's not uncommon for people of divination school magics. You're looking specifically at the garb, and all it is just cloth layered over cloth layered over cloth. It's all warm weather gear that has been laid on there. You don't notice that there's anything on him. That there's nothing on him that would represent White Hand
Okay.
specifically. You see a lot of clothing that looks very well worn and very like well broke in. Definitely meant for the ranges of the pillars.
Warwick would more, because I'm assuming Warwick wouldn't know about the White Hand.
Warwick would have probably heard of the White Hand, but because everything's been more or less contained into Falscala, you wouldn't know of a lot of the stuff that has been going on.
So Warwick would more or less then be looking for like signs of casting magic, like trying to subtly cast, or like knowing how Shiren casts message, or how this other spellcasters just generally cast without having to use components or verbal or somatic, kind of trying to watch for those things, making sure he's not communicating or doing anything suspicious.
Yeah, that's fair. Just give me a second on that.
Okay.
It's just like I gotta think. Throughout the time that you're there, you notice that he does the same motions of what was initially there for detect magic, just kind of like the flash of blue, just to kind of gaze the surroundings, just to look around. But as for really anything else, not really. You During the times that you had been paying attention, you hadn't seen anything that would convey any sort of like communication. It's just he seems very like he was cold at the beginning, but sitting by the fire that had been set, he helps bring more firewood. He helps bring more firewood and tries to help with the cooking, but I don't think Erie would would allow that. She's cooking food. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Smacks his hand with the ladle.
Ah. All right, it's your spit. Okay, I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. I cook with love, honey.
Hmm.
It's nothing personal. She's just real particular about it.
Exactly. He kind of points to you as like you guys are waiting for a meal to be served. He points to you, Howard. It's like I had the vantage point, then I ended up seeing you fall in battle.
Is that what happened? I'm not really sure. I just know I woke up real suddenly. I don't know. There was some blue, and then I remember dreaming. Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't shit. You-
Yeah. I didn't even realize that we were being attacked yet. That kind of hurt.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Howard, come on, dude.
They were talking, and then there was some screaming, and then everything was black.
Okay.
That's about what I remember.
And then I stuffed a potion down your throat. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yes. You were quick on your reflexes there.
I got hit by it too, but I wasn't dumb enough to go down from it.
Oh, gee, thanks.
It's all out of love. Get better.
Well, I would have if I'd have known we were already fighting.
Assume that everything's gonna be a fight all the time, and you don't have to get ready. You're already ready.
Why do you think
Like
I
the
keep
thinking
this up?
goblin.
I still didn't help you.
Not against a blast that fucking big.
Be bigger than the blast.
All
I'm
right.
sorry,
I'm
are we
an
saying
elf,
that you
not a
can't keep
giant.
up and you have these drugs for sale? Is this related somehow?
A what for sale?
Oh,
You can't
yeah.
keep your spell up, and this one's selling something. Tried to sell some
Oh,
drugs
yeah.
to me for a couple of
Yes.
times already. I don't know what use he thinks
It
I
was
have. For
really
it.
nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It works.
I'd do that again.
Oh,
You
God.
guys are a very interesting group.
Yeah, we get that a
We
lot.
broke a
Oh,
bed.
gorgeous.
Yep. Along with my back.
Just the way you like it, though. Come on.
Oh, man.
Sorry, am I
Yeah.
missing something?
You don't
When
want to
you-
know.
When you live a life where, shit's just going haywire all the time, you find fun where you can.
Tell me about it.
Mm.
Yeah, there would be times in my clan where, you find a nice, interesting female and she tries to break your back as well. Oh, Lord.
You break hers first, and then she break yours.
Oh, you know it.
Ooh, I like it.
Gives him like a really hard pat on the back.
Atrophy. This is not my forte just yet. And you hit his back, and he's surprisingly muscular. You know, all that clothing that you wear does not cover up that mark. He points to his neck.
Damn straight. Holy shit. Huh. Well, hey there, comrade.
No, not his.
Like,
Not,
in
he doesn't
Oh,
have
I was
one.
like, holy shit,
He
you
was
got
like
one too?
representing the representing the mark of shame that you have basically
no.
branded on your neck.
Yeah. It looks good, doesn't it?
You wear it well.
Thank you. I wear it with pride.
What does it represent?
Oh, well. Thought you would know. You were pointing it out.
I
But if
don't.
you really want to know, it's pretty much the mark of shame, exile, enemy to all of Goblin kind is being ran under orcs and the White Hand, if that's still a thing, but I think it is. Pretty much just rejection.
You broke your bondage?
Oh, hell yeah. I want it out.
Then is that really a mark of shame?
Not to
Or
me.
is that the cost of your freedom?
Man, it's not a shame to me. Shoot. If I could, I would get it all over my body. I want them to look at me and know that I'm not one of them. So, yeah, freedom.
Takes a lot to break the bondage, especially if there's a familiar ties.
I don't think I have any ties. Nothing. nothing would have kept me there. I couldn't. Nothing would keep me tied down there. Either this, or I would just find a way to off myself.
And he points to Beatrice. She wouldn't tie you down. Or
Well,
the
I
rest
have.
of y'all.
I have.
I mean,
He's still like for the gaze is still very much locked on Spleen. It seems like you have your ties all around you.
yeah. I mean, of course. Even if I tried to get away, these guys would not leave me alone. But years ago, with where I was, there was nothing for me. There was absolutely nothing. I was less than less. So, yeah, no. How can you tie down dust? You just let the wind carry it away.
It seems like you've made a name for yourself then, the way you speak of it.
Yeah,
You hold
I like
yourself
to
up.
think so. Yeah. I've come a long way. I've come a long way. Enough about me. What the fuck is up with your deal again? You were a hunting party? Were you hired by somebody? Or just
No.
your home?
The range is my home.
Hmm.
It's the home where I have my clan, the Stone's Throw clan.
Hmm.
We just range the mountains. We know the territories of all the creatures and them, whatnot. The giants started acting more, well, weirdly. We kept an eye on them and realized that they were becoming more dangerous and more, well, I hate to keep repeating the word, but erratically.
Yeah. Like, for how long? Is this new? Or has this been going on for like weeks or months?
We managed to only check them out for a couple of weeks before we tried to go in and deal with him.
Hmm.
Lure out one or two, take them down, but that would not be enough.
Did they had you captured? Where did they capture you?
We were in their stronghold out in Fel Anvar. They have it burrowed into the mountain.
Huh.
Did any of them have glowing red on their eyes at the time?
Every one of them.
Including these two?
I'm not too sure about these two. I was caught out in a different spot.
Hmm.
I was knocked out, and I was put into this cage. I was brought. And I was brought out here. Not exactly sure why.
Hmm. I
Who took it
spared you.
control? How many of them would you estimate there to have been?
Dozens.
That takes a lot of
Something.
force.
It takes a lot of force and a lot of trapping. We were stupid to go in there by ourselves. We did not realize how many there were until we went in.
No, you do not understand. A lot of force, a lot of magical capability to charm that many creatures at once. They
Do you
were
think it
being-
was a charm?
It was. I managed to break it on that one before. Well, he managed to take me down.
Yeah. What in the world? I mean, it's true. I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. They were conversing with us fine, and they were about to explain that they were running from something, that they were in danger, that more and more were, well, it's not their home anymore. We're trying to get to safety. Those two were. And to make a frost giant run from their home in fear. Now, come on. And it seemed painful. Like they were talking and then they were screaming, like they were like being tortured all of a sudden. And then it was just the eyes went red. Both at the same time.
And the way they said, they did not say their home was dangerous. They said as if the danger still threatened them even here.
Clearly so, because it just happened. I didn't see any like apparition or I don't know.
I do not know either. There's a lot to this mystery.
Well, best get the information to somebody who can use it and quick.
Hmm.
I got a feeling whatever it is we're dealing with back there, somehow tied up in all this mess.
Yeah, Val, check his demeanor during this bit of conversation. Like his questioning of it being a charm.
Make an insight check.
So like body language, how some people have certain little tells.
Grand total of 8 with a 1.
Oh.
You think he might be your dad?
Wow.
I mean, you're looking at him and new person trying to figure out mannerisms and whatnot. The questioning seems genuinely curious.
Well,
That's all I'm giving you.
Generous for rolling a 1, I say.
I definitely didn't accidentally maximize the window and break the cams again. It's fixed. Don't worry about it. You saw nothing.
Why are you the way you are?
I just gotta stop clicking on Zoom. That's all. Because when I accidentally double click it,
It just becomes everybody's problem.
Mhm.
There is a lot going on here. I do not know what exactly was going on, but we charged ourselves with trying to take down these creatures. I'm not even sure how many of my people have survived.
Well, take your ease with us tonight. Best of luck finding them when you do strike out. If it might be helpful to your folk, might not be a bad idea to head on down to Onver at some point and let them know what you're seeing.
It may not be a bad idea to do that.
Meantime, if anybody wants to spot me 4 hours, I'll get my rest in quick. Everybody else can sleep through the night.
Yeah. By the way, what does Erie serve?
Shit. What do I think? You know what? It's gonna be like sleep coma food. Like it is cheesy.
Cheesy stewy
Cheesy
goodness.
potatoes, and you got like
I
biscuit.
love potatoes.
Shut up! Biscuits with like honey butter, and then you got the cooked cinnamon apples, the slices and stuff.
Well
Yeah.
preserved cinnamon apples in the middle of winter.
Yeah. What do you mean? I got all sorts of containers.
Erie's the soccer mom of the group.
Yep. I got your sunscreen. Get back here.
It's just Spleen running away. Now!
You want the 50 or 70 proof? I got the spray for your scalp. Come here.
You know how fussy you get if you don't have your snack.
Yep, she has like the sun visor that has like the topless one. It's just like
It's got the clear
Yeah.
visor shade up there.
Yep.
But it has like a brand on it, so whenever like it gets burned into the skin, so when you
Yeah.
lift it up, you have the logo burned.
Yep. And I got that fanny pack. Let's go. Yep. Just good comfort food. Everybody needs it.
Mm-hmm. All right. At that point, we can continue our ping, or we can get to sleepies.
Howard just has a little bit of question for him.
Okay.
Do your people are they all a mixture of orcs and elves?
No. They're Goliath. Or I guess, do we use the term Goliath here, or is it half giant?
I feel like we've
They're
used Goliath
Goliaths.
before.
They're
Yeah,
Goliaths.
so Goliath. Well, there'd be Goliaths. Human. Dwarf. Elf. Couple of orcs into the smattering of them.
You ever interact with the White Hand at all? They bother your
No.
people at all?
We've never been bothered.
No elementals or anything.
I mean, the creatures that we deal with are living, breathing. Snow owlbears, griffin, frost giants. Sometimes you get a worm.
Alright. I'll keep watch if y'all want to get some sleep first.
Okay. So with that, roll for watches.
That's not terrible. 16 for Howard.
16 for Howard. Okay. Anybody else helping?
Yeah.
Shiren's helping?
Yep.
Oh, he was
Cool.
going to take the opposite
thought-
of Shiren.
Yeah, I thought Shiren's going to do front load the rest.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to take the first 4 and then wake you up.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I thought we were just getting all the watches done at once.
Dome at all or no?
Yeah, he'll do the dome.
Al's doming. Whoever wants to come in there too.
That is some phrasing. That is some really bad phrasing.
Yep.
It's an attempt, man.
My God. Jesus.
Well, everybody's stuffed
This is
into
what I live
one dome. The other, you just see a disco ball and light session going on in there.
My God.
It just opens up. I'm every woman. It's basically RuPaul's Drag Race in there.
Yeah.
The first watch goes on without a hitch. You feel the warmth of the spring winds coming from the north and from the northwest. The times of change are coming. It's at that point, the stars are out. They're beautiful. You see the constellations that are there. With that, the first watch ends. Second watch.
All right. So that is a 21 for Shiren.
All right. Everyone roll for initiative. No. You've been duped. No, this again, the winds are nice and gentle, they're relaxing. The moon is out and you do see the silhouettes of the bodies of the frost giants across from where you're sitting. It's kind of jarring in reality, just being like you feel the warmth, but you see the coldness of the bodies, very much the coldness of the bodies, kind of rising and steaming as they're thawing out. You sit there and all you have is to sit and ponder a little bit longer. Your 4 hours go by, and it was very peaceful. With that, the sun starts rising, and the skies are clear. You start hearing semblances of birds coming back. They're very far off in the distance, and you see flocks that are congregated together and flying throughout the sky, doing their migrational patterns. With that, you all wake up. Kirgash is up with you all. Hey, thank you for the raid.
Hey.
Whoa.
Oh,
See,
welcome,
nice.
welcome. Woo! Aren't we doing Architects of Fate? Dude, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hello. Alrighty. Well, the morning rises and you all rise with it. And with that, you see a bunch of raiders coming out from the forest.
Ambush.
It was an ambush the whole time.
Damn it. No.
Yeah.
Qualifier.
That being said, all of you gather your belongings to get ready together. Kurgash is up stoking the fire already. And like the hood is down, he seems quite relaxed. Yeah. And with that, you say, unless you've got RPing stuff to do or ask, I appreciate all of you.
And,
Don't get caught again.
I don't plan on it. I know these forests well.
Mhm.
I'll be able to get through. I'll get through the Ashlands, no problem. Get back up to the mountain ranges. I'll find my people. Don't worry. I mean, let's be honest. He points out to the peak of Felonver. That's a pretty good guidepost, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Which is
Safe
funny because
travels.
he still has the blindfold on, and it's
Yeah.
one of those like How does he do it? You don't know. At
Yeah.
that point,
At this point, I don't even care.
yeah. I hope to see you guys around. And he turns
Yep.
around and sets off and throws his hood up, and he just kind of starts walking towards Felonver.
Well, shit.
Well, should we be going to the other Anver?
Yeah.
Like it better than that one.
Yeah. Y'all aren't still
Certainly
trying to
warmer.
take that bracer with you, are you?
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea personally. I'm sure we could pawn it off to someone.
I think so too.
But magic people, shouldn't you be doing the magic thing where you talk to people's minds and being like, "Hey, the storm's dead"? Because do they know?
I'm sure they've noticed because it's kind of visible.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll go try and take the bracer.
But
No,
you should
please
also
no.
tell them what the fuck happened.
That's
Maybe they'd
kinda-
have some insight of the whole that
Yeah,
just happened.
that's a whole lot to convey in 25 words, Spleen. These spells don't have a whole lot of capacity.
Storm gone. Giants, fine. But then no fine. Fight back. Charm, angry.
Giant's dead.
Their whole village charmed. Dozens of giants charmed.
Yeah, and it wasn't consensual.
Uh-huh. You know
They
how
did
many
just kinda
words we just
Non-consensual
said?
charm.
You know how
No
many words we
contract.
just
Well,
said?
No contracts were signed.
that we know of.
That was a whole lot of words we just said, Spleen. A whole lot more than 25.
I can panel.
So are you teleporting us home, or
If we want, I can do that.
so why the fuck don't we take the bracers?
I can carry it.
Me
All right,
too!
All right.
Imagine. Oh my god!
Who are you going to sell this to?
Hold on, let me grab my toe.
As you grab your Frosty Hill Giant's toe, you just like you hold it in the hand. It's still like the size of your body. You take a bite of the toenail. You're trying to bite through. It's like eating a popsicle at this point.
Ah, my front teeth.
Too cold?
Did Yimmer ever get the hand?
Yeah, Yimmer and Reedon are dragging the hand over.
Oh,
Oh my god, I'm coming with a giant bracer.
And may I ask?
So we're gonna show up to Castle Onver with a toe, a giant's hand, and a giant's bracer and be like, "We killed it. Here's the trophies."
This is
We
the
don't take
spoils of
ears.
war.
We don't take ears, we take toes.
That's right.
Howard
You
sends a
do see how
message
that
ahead
works.
of time to. I assume he's been told someone to communicate with before they teleport in situations, as long as he has the time to communicate it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you have
he's just
you have a
gonna be
contact.
like-
I do have a name, but I don't remember where to access it, so I will get that to you. But
Okay. He's just gonna be like, please clear out the teleporter room.
so you're going to Castle Onver with this?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bee's walked over to the bracer and is trying to untangle the knots, and if she can't untangle the knots, it's just gonna cut them off.
Could y'all at least put those in some kind of container? We have bags of holding. Can you cut them up small enough? I mean, obviously not the bracer, but the hand at least?
I guess so.
To fit-
Reedon, can you chop? Oh yes, I can do that. And yeah, just starts chopping it into fingers and a palm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
That's not
I'm
going
not
in
gonna
my
make you
bag
roll
of
for it.
holding.
You're making the giant have the shocker.
Yes.
Of course you are.
So you cut it up. You, yes, strategically lifting one finger up while trying to chop the rest down. By the way, rigor mortis is kicked in, so by the time you start lifting one, you basically snap a finger off because it's still like very much a frozen piece of meat.
At least it's not super bloody.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the blood would be very viscous.
Oh shit, you're right, because their blood is accustomed to the cold.
Oh.
It would be bloody.
This is all going on. Shiren's just gonna walk up to Helsterian, like, put an arm on his shoulder and go, you know, when your folks there in Onver told me we were gonna be working with all y'all, I gotta admit, I was a little skeptical. Like to keep things within our own little unit, so to speak. But after all this, we need crazy like that to make this work.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
And just kind of like claps him on the shoulder.
Yep.
He has 1,000-yard stare. You don't understand how often they've made me go into the sewers.
So it's at this point you get everything prepped. So what are you taking? You're gonna try and take this bracer off. It's gonna take you a while to cut through the. I'm assuming you want to cut through the twine, the leather that has been around this literal giant bracer that's been left over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna try and do that. It's going to take a while to cut
Could we have
through it
spent
because
some
it is
time-
very.
Could we have spent some time yesterday doing it?
Fine. Because it seems like your fuckery would have been a part of the shit, right? Like if it would have been 3 hours of de-thawing and then the amount of time with food and cooking and sitting and talking, you would have had the time if you wanted to sit there and do that.
Yeah. Bee and Spleen giggling like little girls cutting the.
Howard's just shaking his head. All right. Here we go.
We're like carrying it over our heads.
Yeah, and this thing is large. It's almost very much like canoe sized, like length.
Yeah.
Canoe in length, but it's very much like if you laid this thing out, it's basically a rug.
Nice.
Cool.
And
Oh my god, that would be the best freaking rug in the room.
God.
Ooh.
Ooh. In our room, we could put it on the floor.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
That's great decoration. I love
You
it.
know, Libertia's probably going to try and commandeer that and have it somehow turned into a door you cannot permanently break.
Well, don't
We'll-
say shit, Howard.
We'll take it to Solness.
You know what that means,
Take
don't
it to
you?
Ramsbottom.
You can break the door as much as you want and she won't get mad because it'll fix itself.
I want it as a rug.
All right.
So you're doing it. Where are you
Yeah.
teleporting?
Tonver Castle. I'm going to
Okay.
send a message ahead of time to warn them that we have large objects coming through with us.
Okay.
Please clear out the room.
Make way, make way.
All right. Do it. So you do it?
Yep. Draw it out. All right,
Draw.
let's go.
All right, you draw. You take the time to draw out the circle. Every one of you pull in and carrying the materials that have been freshly. Yes. You take the time, and as soon as you do, you snap your fingers. Every one of you teleports. Your body shift into this bright blue light and sink into the circle itself. I'd like everybody to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Yep.
And then when we get there, everything's on fire and there's corpses everywhere.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say this: anything less than a 10,
I'm good.
you're puking. That's all I'm saying.
I'm great.
Is Halcyon puking?
And then Eerie.
L got 11.
Oh, oh no.
Character
Dolly.
regression.
Ellie got a 3.
Warwick is also puking.
All right, I think I'm getting used to this teleport.
You all apparate in the middle of the antechamber of the of Castle Onver. You see the 8 sections. The 8 sections meant for items of magical items meant within their specific school of magic. Words. Holy shit. It's at this point you see one of the archivists there standing at the teleportation podium, making sure that everything is coming and receiving going and receiving properly. You pop through and all the items you have stay with you, luckily, and you bring it in. This bracer is large. And basically it drops, it lands down. You see the flabbergastedness of this archivist there just looking just looking at you guys as if you're idiots for trying to bring something so large through that has no real significant value. Then looks at the hand that has been dismembered and is absolutely flat, is just like, what the hell?
A toe rolls up from underneath.
A toe
the bracer.
rolls and like you see the blood starting to spew out just a bit, and it's like, dear God, it's gonna take forever to clean up. If Coldbolt sees this, he's gonna fly. He's gonna flip. Oh my God! Why did you? What? You warned me, but why? How are you even gonna get that through the door? And looks at the bracer.
Enlarge, reduce.
You really didn't think this through?
They get
Nice to meet you too.
powered casts reduce on the bracer.
That's fine. And it's at this point you see walking down the set of stairwells. You see Silent Ivory, shadowed by Dante.
It's just like mid-prestidigitation of more of the blood, like
that still is like spewing out from the toe and the fingers and whatnot.
It's everywhere.
A little bit of warning would have been nice. I'm assuming it was successful, the mission, but I have to ask, why are they here? And looks at the Hallowed Revolt.
Doing great, thanks for asking.
Do you want them to get caught by our enemy?
good point. I didn't think about it. Y'all should get back in the circle.
Archivist Ren, can you please teleport these people to the guild, please? That would be absolutely lovely. And you see the archivist there going, but sir, there's blood on the ritual circle. Then clean it up and get them out. This is such. You see, for the first time, Silent Ivory actually just stupefied.
Worth it. We got emotion out of Ivory.
I just imagine he and Clean underneath the brace are like completely covered, and they're just like walking around.
And like this bald human is now just this bald human, like almost like mid 30s, just a full-on goatee, like 90s goatee going on there. The classic like blue robes of the classic blue robes of the academy, and he's like, just starts going over prestidigitate, like everything just in around specifically where the teleportation circle, like where all the connection points are. After about 10 minutes, he gets enough of it out. Please think this through again. Snaps his finger. You all
He said,
snap
all of
up
us,
and
didn't he?
yep, he sent all of you. And you land in another familiar spot back in the guild where you see Libertia sitting there and waiting. Why are you guys the way you are? And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I tried to stop them this time. I really did.
Well, we failed to
Alrighty.
resurrect the giants, but chaos.
I honestly was like, I don't know how I'm going to end up role-playing this, but it was like, I'm glad I rolled low, but I was also rooting to see if you guys actually got
I
it.
thought it would be so awesome.
I was so hopeful it would work because I was like, could you imagine if we ended up with ice giant allies for Anver? That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so.
Oh well, at least we got a hand from them.
All right, with that, I want to thank everybody tonight. We still have the party appreciation, so let's just start with that, and then we'll go into ending announcements. So, Tom, go for the appreciation.
All right. I'm going to do a general appreciation off the top for all of you for these last few sessions, taking on multiple characters each and knocking it out of the park. And I extend that to JT, even though he does this so effortlessly that you almost don't notice how well populated this world is because you're too immersed in every character he creates and how unique they are. Now let's get to the individual stuff. I'm just going to go basically sort of, yeah, I'm just going to use the order you guys are in on my Zoom call. Juju, as much as we had some laughs about the cameras tonight, the sheer amount of technical wizardry you pull every week to make this happen boggles my mind. Like, the amount of multitasking you are always quietly doing in the background to make sure that everything's running smoothly is, like, it's like a great lighting spread in a wonderful piece of theater. You often don't notice it, but it's beautiful nonetheless.
You described that, and my brain was like, it's a great onion.
There's layers!
Layers.
6, Yimmer reading. Your characters are always so beautifully realized. like Yimmer is a fully living being that I think just inhabits your head
Yeah.
and comes to life when you allow him to possess you, because you're so brilliant at playing him as he would be played for whatever that might mean for the rest of the party, and it's always amazing to see. I love what you have done with Reedon. The himbo energy emanating off of that character is great, and I always brace myself for laughter anytime you start doing role play, because I know it's going to be top notch, brilliant, and I think that's why the Breaking Falskallan, not even I know that is why the Breaking Falskallan side shows have been so successful, because you lead that brilliantly. All right.
Beautifully
Dave,
realized.
the calm center that you bring to this chaos is just so sweet and so endearing. Every time Hal speaks, you can feel everybody's hackles lower. Like, you can kind of feel everyone sort of settle in and take stock. And the fact that you are able to do that without killing the madcap vibe is truly remarkable. Your characters just fit into the party so wonderfully and help balance everything else that is going on. And your ability to maintain that accent so smoothly is fantastic.
Thank you.
Lissa, I love watching you switch back and forth between B and Warwick,
It's so hard.
but it doesn't look like it. Like, you make it look like a light switch, because I think you know B's energy so well by now that you can just wear it like a good suit. But the second you're in Warwick mode, everything about you changes: posture, facial expression, voice, ever so subtly, and it's so amazing to see that quick little that brings you from one into the other. It's amazingly impressive, and I mean, you've been knocking it out of the park since you joined us, and I really love watching what you do every session. Like, your character work is impeccable.
Thank you.
Given,
Sup?
there is a reason why just about everybody in my friend group who watches this stream has Spleen picked as their favorite character. And that is because you are 100% committed to her. This is going to sound very similar to Lissa's, but like the full body commitment that you have to bringing Spleen to life that makes that voice come out of you. And by the way, how do you do that voice every week and not destroy your vocal cords? I am jealous of that talent. I remember the first game I played with you guys. The second I heard that voice coming out of you, I knew this was going to be a damn good time. And I am really grateful that I get to share so many scenes with you.
Oh, same here,
And,
buddy.
and of course, our fearless storyteller, leader, DM, JT. I feel like every time I do these these party appreciations, I end up saying the same damn thing to you over and over, and I promise it's not for laziness. I will always be grateful that you let us screw around in this world that you have created. What I said about it looking effortless for you to populate this place with unique characters is 100% from the heart. Whenever we are in a session and a new character pops up, you bring such life to them. I actually don't see your face when I'm interacting with them. I see the character. I hear their voice. I see the world around them because you have done so much prep work, so much world building, and it is clear that when you are laying things out for us, you have that world spreading out before your eyes, and it translates to us. It is flawless, and it is the reason why this is my favorite D&D table to be at.
Agreed.
It's like reading a book. Even that guy at the little teleport circle had his own fucking background
Right?
and all imagined out for me. I already knew what this guy was about.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
Juju, don't do it.
I know.
You
I
just do
was
this
like,
one.
y'all
You
know
just
I'm
do
forbidden. I'm not allowed.
a weird, like, circle potato.
So they do this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was hard.
Or the give me your money.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to do that one?
Naruto.
Yeah. Anyhow, all right. With that, let's get into tonight's ending announcements, and we'll find somebody to raid. And when we're done, let's get going.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much again for joining us here in Falskallan. Thanks to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us. Thanks, of course, to FX May Vary for sponsoring us and contributing some amazing artists, including Charmanar, to the Dire Bear family. Huge thanks, of course, to our first adept patron, Mama Bear, whose praises shall be sung tonight in the ineffable style of Celine Dion. Near, far, wherever we are, you ensure that our stream will go on. Once more, your coin floweth forth, Mama Bear. Thanks to your love, our stream will go on and on. Fun fact, that song is now too old for Leonardo DiCaprio to date.
Oh, man.
Remember, if you'd
Too
like to
soon.
Remember to check out our Patreon if you'd like to see me butcher another 90s classic in your honor. All the love to Celine. Thanks. Take some time to peruse the Dire Bear merch store. Check out some of the other amazing shows we've got on the channel. On Monday nights, you've got the Oops All Bards Party. That is Melody of the Maelstrom. Or rather, every other Monday you've got them. Now, not every character in this D&D adventure is a bard or a musician, but every single player is a musician of some sort. So, showmanship and shenanigans are the order of the night. If you're looking for something a little more mechanical, hop on over to Twitch on Tuesday evenings to get your off-brand Gundam on with Project Aegis, a hard-hitting Lancer adventure. And as always, feel free to hit us up on Discord if you want to know what's new and developing. Keep an ear to the ground there. JT?
I will doubly say that having DM'd for a night for Melody of the Maelstrom, honestly, it's an absolute treat to be good friends with Charmanar, and I would highly recommend looking at her game on Monday nights every 2 weeks. I believe they're playing not next week, the week after, but go check them out. They're just as crazy as you guys. They're just as crazy as you guys, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. But with that, thank you for staying out a little bit later than we normally do. It was a later start for us than we normally go for, but I wanted to make sure that we got a proper session in for every one of us. So I know I'm going to be tired in the morning, but it's going to be 100% worth it. I love you all. You have a good night. I will see you next week. Do you dare to imagine?